Hello, everybody. It's Phoenix Tiger here. Welcome back, and anybody new here, welcome. I appreciate you. And today I want to get into a little bit of moving, a little bit of stretching, breathing. So, I want to enjoy my day. I want to be thankful for the breath in my body. I appreciate. So, I like to keep up with everybody. Comments, likes, subscribes, shares. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I want to let y'all know that I do pay attention. And I had a recent comment that said that they want to hear some more of my stories. And so I guess this one right here will be story time. And in telling stories, I have to believe I'm doing the right thing. It's my story, from my perspective. These are my opinions. About things that's happened to me in my life. So, I'm 44 years old today. I've been 44 years old for the past few months. I'll be 44 years old for a few more months. But for today, I'm here in this moment breathing, and I appreciate each and every one. So, I believe the last story I had, I was 6 years old and my mother died. And I found out that wasn't my mother. That my real mother, my whole life until then, a whole 6 years old, wee little one, so, when I was 6, my mother died, and I found out that she was never my mother. She was just a woman who had a big heart. She was going through a lot of things in life. And only wanted one thing, and that was the joy of having a little child, a little baby to leave behind and maybe share memories and love and feelings. This woman I didn't know long, obviously. Most of my memories behind a blocked wall. Plus I was really young, 6 years old, so it happens. So, anyways, after she died, I went a little mute. I didn't really talk much, I didn't say much, I cried at the use of the word mom. Anything that was close to the word mom, I broke down in tears, unable to function. I was about 6.5, 7 years old. So I was pretty much very observant, and I became aware of a lot of things without really being aware of what I was being aware of. Okay? So that happened. So, I don't know. Anyways, as I've gotten older, I've gotten more perspectives and new ideas of things that's happened in the past, and that's what I'm doing here today. Sometimes I speak and I unload these memories. And sometimes that's good to think about them, but don't focus and believe that's where you believe that's where your life is. That's a part of you. No, that's only made you who you are today. You don't have to let that define you. When somebody says, oh, that's what you do, that's who you are. No, 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 no. You got me wrong. That's not who I am. That's not what I am. That's what I've done. That's where I've been. Each and every time, you make a choice on how you view each and every situation that you come through. For the longest time, I viewed each and every situation I came through, and it sucked because I always played the victim, and I was like, oh, why can't I ever get ahead in life? I can never get a good job. One day I just decided to stop thinking about not having a good life, not having a good job. So what ended up happening is I lost my job. I thought it was bad. I had this job for 5 years. I had a good connection, I thought. But everything was wrong because everybody was really being not awesome. Not respectful of people around them. And it happens. Sometimes people wear out their welcome. Sometimes the door has to close before another door has to open. Well, that door closed, and the other door opened, and I'm in a better place. So when I was hit with something bad, in fact, it was actually something good. So rather than fret at what you're going through, worry about you going through what this very moment. Look around, what's going on? It's not that bad at this moment. All around me is all the things that I have collected over the years. They bring me comfort. But they're just things. What matters most is what's inside. What's made you your whole entire life. And so what's made me there's also other people's experiences that I cannot comment upon. But you see, when my mother died, I stayed with my father. My dad had an opportunity to get rid of me. And he had plenty of places that said that they'd take me off of his hands if I was too much. And believe me, when I was a kid, I was too much. Believe. I had moments of where I just was crazy, completely insane. Jumping on spikes because I felt like it. Nails through my feet because I had to see if the booby trap worked. So, as I said, I was about 6 or 7. I was mute, and my dad was trying to get over his loss of his wife. That was my mom, what I thought. Anyways, as it goes, my father found some people that he seemed to enjoy being around, and we'll call them J, K, and L. He fell for L. J and K happened to be my stepbrother and sister. J was my brother and K was my sister. Y'all probably know who you are out there if y'all run across this video, and I do appreciate the experience of the moments we had together. Believe me. But anyway, I didn't really know these people. So I didn't really trust them. I really didn't try to get along with them. I probably antagonized them the best I could. I was probably 7 and a half, 8. By then I'd probably started talking again. But My heart was dark. My mother just died. So I didn't know what to do. So I was violent. I hurt people because I was hurt. I didn't know that's what I was doing as I was a kid, but that's what I did. People I didn't understand, people I didn't like. One time I threw this kid in a ditch. I really feel bad about this today. I think about this. Really wish I could say sorry to this person, because that is not anything anybody should ever have to deal with and go through, and I do, from the bottom of my heart, apologize to this person. I pushed him down one day before the bus stop, and I kicked his head in the ground violently, over and over, with my foot. His face in the mud. His clothing all dirty. I was a bully. I wasn't nice. But I was hurting. I didn't know how to deal with my feelings. I'm sorry. Another time I was in first grade. Second grade or so. First, probably kindergarten, first grade. And I had this sixth grader. He was picking on my friends, and I was at the top of a jungle gym, and I told him, please stop. Leave my friends alone, I said. He kept on picking on them, but they were just words. But the words hurt me because they hurt my friends, the feelings. So I retaliated, and the only way I knew how to deal with my feelings, through violence, which is not the way, as I've learned throughout the years. But I jumped off that jungle gym, first grader beating up a sixth grader, literally on the ground, started punching him. They had to take me off this kid. He didn't know what to do. There's this little tiny kid on top of him. Little spider monkey, kid punch him in the face. Why? Because he wouldn't shut his mouth. Not awesome. So I started withdrawing, and I started seeing that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be so violent. And I got into higher grades, and I was quiet, and I kept to myself. A little overweight, you know, obviously sad about the things I've been through. So, remember this one kid, he tapped me on the shoulder a bunch of times, and he started making fun of me and calling me names. And I just let him have it, let him do that. But he was quiet about it. He didn't really draw anybody's attention. Again, just words. But after a minute of him antagonizing, tapping my shoulder, calling me names, I took one elbow and I double-backed him. And next thing you know, he was doubling over. He didn't know what to do with himself because he couldn't breathe. He couldn't breathe because his words were cut off. I didn't mean to do that either. I look at these things as red marks on my life. Today, if I can, I choose to walk away. Because I know, deep down, whoever or whatever comes at me, they better come at me knowing that that will be a decision on them, because I choose not to fight. But if they make me fight, it's not awesome, because I, as we all, have a beast hidden inside of us. A lot of us let that beast run our lives, run free, run havoc upon everything we see. But at some point, you gotta learn to take that beast and know that that beast is still in you. It's still you. But if you tame that beast, and you take, and you learn to be more mindful of your thoughts and actions, your thoughts and actions will speak a lot louder than any word ever spoken. So, anyways, as my dad was trying to find love, I didn't trust these people. I didn't understand these people. But I have memories of these people. J, K, and L. L, not so much. I think she just yelled a lot. His wife, whatever. They didn't get along, I guess. It didn't last much more than a year or two. I don't know. I can remember Jay, the brother, a stepbrother. He skateboarded and he had a passion. He had a thing he enjoyed doing I'll never forget. And I hope he continued on doing that because it was really awesome and it brought me a lot of joy as a little child. He used to work with his hands and take wood and take these pieces of wood and turn them into guns. Yes, it was the 80s, mid-80s. We were allowed to run around with wooden guns playfully, bap, 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 running around shooting each other with words, going pap, 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 fun, fun, fun. You know, playing cowboys and Indians, if we were allowed to say that. Cops and robbers. Whatever, you know? Run around with these wooden guns that he's taken and he's filed and he's shaped and he's sawed and he's cut. Very, very talented, if you ask me. I remember that from Jay. And Kay, she was a little older, a woman, teenage woman. So I was a little 7, 8-year-old punk kid. So I didn't really understand what she was going through. So she was a little teenage girl and she was totally into, of all bands at this time, the Monkees. All I heard all day long was her singing the Monkees. So anytime I hear the Monkees, I think of that stepsister, Kay. And I really hope that J, K, and L are doing well in their lives today. Jay broke my pinky at one point. He held me upside down. It was interesting. And then he dropped me and my pinky went snap. I had to wear a splint. I still have issues with my pinkies. But that's not his fault, nobody's fault but mine. I've crushed my fingers and things over the years. It happens, right? You deal with that kind of thing. But the best thing to do is stay in the moment. Every moment matters. In the past, it teaches you how to live in the future. You look at some of the bad things you've done, if it makes you cringe, then you know you've grown. If you laugh at the things you've done, you know that you need to work. Some of that inner work, that shadow work, you need to look inside yourselves and see what it is that makes you tick in this life. So, that was a few years anyway. So we had a few memories, couple summers. That's about all I remember much. Couple car rides. There was one time it was a car ride. I remember sitting in the back of a wagon because we could do that without a seatbelt. And the muffler was coming off the car and all it was doing was sparking all over the place. Like, look at it. So we had to drive with the muffler home all the way home until they could go get the muffler fixed the next day, whatever. That was a fun, sparkly experience. I can remember. It was back of one of those woody station wagons, I believe it was. I can remember one time farting so bad on one of those rubber inner tubes. The salt water and my fart just turned the whole area into an unsmellable place. All the windows went down instantly. Oh, it was horrible. I laughed my ass off. I was a kid, I had no shame. I was like, that's a stinky one. You know, if I fart today, I don't care either. I got no shame. Let it out. It's a fart. If it was made to be in, it would stay in. So, as I sit here, you see me, I'm twisting, I'm moving. I really haven't stopped. Left, right. It's the breathing. In, out. It's the moving it back and forth each and every day. You can do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Today, we've got 20 minutes in. So you don't have to do anything hard. You don't have to do anything rough. Stand in your own kitchen, your dining room. Move back and forth. Whatever makes you feel good. Breathe, take in the day. I want to do this video outside. It's really sunny out, but it's really chilly and windy, so I apologize about that one. Another time, there'll be plenty of days. As for today, I'm just here responding to somebody who wanted a story. I think I've told you a story or two. Never let the stories of the past control your actions of today. Reminisce about the past. Learn your lessons. But move on. Step forward each day. Get better. Reach higher. You can do it, people. Appreciate you. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends.